very, very basic essentials, is if I have played a low guard, which means that my knees are around John's belt line, this makes the armbar harder to do. The main reason being is because the distance from the armpit to my knee is greater. So by the time I swing to an armbar, the elbow is pretty much out. Even if I get the arm all the way across the body, the elbow is pretty much out of the joint. So I've got two choices, and I can either pull my partner down or I can raise my hips up. And that's pretty much as far as it goes. So what I'm going to do is going to get a cross grip from here, and I will try to always get this side because my partner generally passes the guard to the left side to my right side. So this hinders, it doesn't stop them with the ability to try and grab my leg to open up the guard. So what I'm going to do is two things. Is I'm going to go to the back of the elbow, and I'm trying to roll the elbow forward a little bit, which will turn the shoulder. I'm not trying to drag it because sometimes I have a really good frame system. So 1 and 2. I hip bump a little bit, drag the arm. What I'm doing is I'm securing it by going over and here. So my forearm holds their forearm down and my arm goes across. I now switch my hand to the collar, and this isn't a strong grip, and I think people misunderstand the job of this. This is to simply allow me to be able to push to the side and to stop them from driving forward and stacking me up. It's actually quite hard to stop them from posturing, but because I've got the arm, if he postures, it's going to give me a straight arm anyway. So we'll do that in a second. So here. So the part that makes this really important is when I see people starting to do this, I go foot onto the hip. This does two negatives. Number one is the space for John to rescue the arm is great. Number two, if they land on the leg, it's pinned and they can pass the guard. So what we're trying to do from here is I'm going to put my foot down, I'm going to turn, so I'm pushing off my judo chop hand, and I'm trying to put my knee under and my foot comes up. So my foot goes to the shoulder, I judo chop my partner to push my side, and I have this frame. So there's a big gap underneath my foot here. The part that I see people do now is I go, I want to get the armbar, which is true. But if I now open up my legs, once again, there's nothing to hold John in place or rescue the arm. So what I'm going to do is my knee turns just a little bit. So it's very hard for them to say, and I'm constantly pushing, right? So now, this comes over and double up on the head. So there's a weighted point on the head. Now, if John does try to stack me up, whatever like that, my knee, it's really hard to do because, I'll flare, and it also gives me the straight arm. So it's just a lot of small details here. So the first part, 1, 2, from here. I like to go a little hip switch, 1, 2, judo chop to put him onto the good side. So I need the head on that side of my body. Foot goes down, kick myself from the hand, and swing. So I'm pushing to get to here. Turn your knee just a little bit, and that'll make the arm go straight. Leg comes over, trap the leg over the head, so you're in position. Don't squeeze your knees together because it takes all the pressure off John. Instead, flare your knees and turn your knees towards the ground. You're going to find that this will put him in a position that the armbar will come on super tight. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. With the two Q&As that come up now, so both of these, and they're not different armbars, they're different entrances, so it's the same guard armbar, but just different entrances. And the thing that I like about it is that they're both kind of following the same path. It's not too hard to change it. I just grab John inside my guard again. This is going to be one of the more common responses that you get is, I've got the cross collar grip, change it so it's over, try and push the hand in front of my bicep so it's not under, try and push it in front and right here. And I'm going to hit. So what John goes, I'm getting armbarred, I'm going to make it as difficult as I can. So he just drives into me and gets his hole, and I'm like, man, I'm stuck down nice, and I'm having a lot of issues. So bearing in mind is if John puts his head, which is done correctly, on the shoulder, this is really hard for me to get the arm, and there's no way I can bring my leg over the head. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to kick. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to corkscrew to John's back. How do I do that? Kick my leg up, hip escape, corkscrew to the back. Because the arm's halfway there and he can't move because his weight's on me. So all I have to do is corkscrew, and it's quite like I'm kind of kicking my right leg high and dropping my left leg low, but I'm pushing the arm over. So again, so we just go to the position where I've got the arm bar from here. John does the correct thing, so the head's over this side, which is, the gut person will do the heads on the other side. So the corkscrews, like I try to frame, I can't. I do like to get a grip from here. Is watch. I kick my legs. What I'm doing is I kick his hips, not move, bring my arm out. So now I have the control to be able to take the back. Pretty easy to do from here, guys. How'd that feel?
Yeah, I just got it fell into that.
Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to move my hips to make a void for them to fall into the void. It's not hard. When you get it, you're like, okay, that's easy to do. It's just that getting that biomechanic movement to do it is sometimes takes a little bit of practice. Ian, take your job, that's good. Inside my guarda. Okay. So once again is we're just going to start with the arm. So I have the arm across the body, and what Ian does, he does the correct thing where he hunkers down, and I'm having trouble, like, you know, he's stacking me up. So because I've got this here, I am dragging the arm. So my left arm is dragging the arm. But what I do from here is I like to keep my leg high. I like to kind of shove my hips out and retract my arm. So he kind of falls into the valley, come over the top. Now what I'm doing is, because the arm's caught, as I hip escape, it's going to put me in a position to be able to bring my arm back and take the seatbelt grip. So I'm now over the arm on the under, which puts me in a better choke position as well. You're going to find, just to start with, it's going to be quite an awkward mechanic. So what I'm trying to do, can you just stay here? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to go here, and I'm just trying to go like hip escape that way. Like using, so my top leg's pushing in that way, and my bottom leg's kind of trapping. The lock I'm doing a really, really bad scissor sweep. And because his elbow will fall in from here, I now sit up so they can't retract the arm. And I can use this to push backwards, and now my hands over the top, and put me in position to finish. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Stage partners, guys. No, music's on, coaching away. Okay, everyone's going to get the video. Hey, how did you get there, Adam? Right? Okay.
Well, it's done.
So, 2-on-1 grip here, and the head goes to this side, mainly because my frame system's keeping them offside. So what I'm doing is my hand simply drops down, and I get control of the wrist. We're going to cover this. This is really important in a second. Okay, and switch around. So from here, now I raise my hips, my hand scoops under. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take my head to the knee. I'm not trying to put the knee to my head. Tap my head. Same deal as the armbar motion, my leg comes up. I'm trying to just tap my top leg as far as I can over, scissor motion to come on top. Yep, so leg grab, roll over, sweep. Very simple when the head's on the other side. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Best case scenario. Doing the arm bar, I've got the arm from, so I've got the arm judo chop. John hunkers down on this side from here. 1, get it, and John goes, man, he's gonna do a sweep, I'm gonna pop my head. So as I'm here, he pops his head, and I start to sweep. So this will be like, you may get the armbar before they fall over, but if you don't, you're going to get the armbar when they fall over. So this is, because the downfall about this move is that once I've gone here, I actually don't have any control of their posture. Besides maybe the elbow clamp. So as I'm up, he goes, ha ha ha, I'm not here. So if you're, if you want to, you can possibly throw the leg over the head now, but it's not an ideal armbar. So all I've got to do is create a valley, and I'm here. So they're almost going to fall into the armbar for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's perfect. And now, all I'm just going to make sure is that I kick the arm. So as I'm kicking, I just make sure my hand's on my shoulder, so the arm's at extension. That's the hardest part, just keeping the arm tucked to the shoulder. But they're pretty much going to fall into the valley, and you're going to have the armbar. But what I think they'll do is when they sit up, they go, and they kind of, and the hand comes off the shoulder, and then there's that battle that they're going to have to try and consolidate it. Okay. So we start with the same thing. So from here, grip, arm goes across the elbow, pull the elbow across, judo chop from here, and Ian hunkers his head down, so I get the wrist control. So all I'm doing is getting the wrist control from here. Put my feet down, raise my hips, and Ian goes, I'm going to get swept. So lifts his head up nice and high. Right from here. Pull this from here, open up my guard. So as this falls, just make sure from here that you're keeping the arm pinned to your chest. Leg comes over, and here's the arm bar. If you need to roll this side, to get the armbar as well. So if they land on your leg, which can happen, don't worry about trying to get your leg out. Just hold it and turn both knees this way. So instead of here, where the elbow has a bit of movement to the right, my right side, close it up and roll it so that the elbow's pinned 90 behind my hips, and just apply the armbar. Okay, change partners, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. So I'll shortcut the system a little bit. 1, 2 from here, so I've got the grip, so I've changed my grip to here. Okay, turn, and as the hunkers up. The part that I see people make a mistake is that they kick this leg first, so that the weight falls on the leg. If you do, I think they call it a pendulum, right? So kind of pendulum. So instead of kind of going leg up and that, and like, oh man, like how can I? It's really hard to get the. It's actually really hard to get. It's really hard to get.
Get a speed?
Yeah, because like if they're good, which Steve is, that leg posts out wide, and he gets a better balance than me. Because I've only got control of the one, and I can't scissor it. So if you're ever in this position, that leg has to come out wide. Right, okay. So let's rip that apart as best we can. So 1, 2, here. So what I'm doing is I'll throw my legs open wide, and that's gonna catch it, yeah. You know? And then what I'm doing is it's almost like this foot backs up my shin and I kick that, so that leg backs it up, and almost like kicking to knock you over. 1, 2, 3. We're going to work exactly the same concept as the pendulum armbar, but this is done off a guard pass. It's a little bit intricate. I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit intricate, and it's more of a timing and a grip break thing. But it's something that at high level we should have in our game, and it works off specifics. So it's not like you can do this from everywhere. It's off a very specific kind of scenario. I'll just grab John inside my guard to start with. So what we're going to do is we're going to assume full guard from here, and as I get my grip break, John beats me and opens up my leg, and we're kind of in that guard pass mode where my legs are split and he has control. Whether it's an elbow, whether it's a hand is irrelevant right now. So most times what we're trying to do is we're trying to yank the arm to try and get it through, or other scenarios we go hip escape and we start to go knee shield, or there's not much point scissor sweeping because my knee's facing the ceiling. Right, so really nice and tight. We're going to work on exactly the same system as the pendulum. So I extend my leg. This is really important. I extend my leg. My other leg comes up, and switch, and hit the arm bar off the guard pass. So what happens is if I'm here and John grip breaks and goes to here, well here is see what I says, we're going to go under the arm, just hold. My leg goes straight. So now what I'm doing is I'm swinging, and I can go to my omoplata as well. There's a whole variety of attacks that we can use from here, depending on whether I have the sleeve or don't have the sleeve. I'm not too sure what's called the tarantula, but it's called this is called tarantula guard for some reason. When the squid guard, there's like everything like that. So the concept we work on today is we have the sleeve. My partner puts the elbow down. Right, so I'm not trying to rescue, so what I'm doing is here, this is the hardest part, is pendulum. So even if John holds tight here, it's really hard because I'm pushing and kicking. Right, now bar's pretty easy from here. Right, so it's just off the guard pass, this specific guard pass, where they haven't stood up, they're on their knees and they've split my guard up. This would be one of the better attacks. They're too far away to cross collar choke. I'm not quite in a position to omoplata or triangle because I've got the control of the leg, but the pendulum will put me in a far better position. Excellent. Okay, Ian, come hither, inside my guard. How are you feeling today, old man? 106 years old. So from here, so we're inside the guard. As I'm grip breaking, Ian puts his elbow down onto my leg and opens my leg up. So elbow's down, so the weight's on it. Okay. One of the most important things is get the V in my leg. So this has to go to a V, and I'll pendulum. So what I'm trying to do is my leg comes up, I'm just trying to pendulum, and I'm punching and pushing. I'm punching and I'm pushing. The knee has to turn over to keep my partner off balance. There's no much point having your foot this way, so it has to turn that way. Pendulum, armbar. What you find is sometimes stay there and jump up. For me, this is I prefer the triangle from here, but it's a different scenario. So we're here, and what's happening is I'm trying to get my pendulum, but Ian's blocked out. Like I'm like, man, I can't pendulum. So my knee goes to my elbow, my knee kicks through. I'll switch it to my triangle. So you've got, you know, whether they're controlled. So the difference being if Ian's heavy and he's passing, so there is space here, this would be pendulum. Right? If they're trying to pass through my garden, they're doing box passing, so they've split me up, this would be to go through to the triangle. Right? Sorry. But if they're passing on the inside, triangle, if they're passing on the outside, tarantula armbar. Okay, fresh partners, 1, 2, 3.